Fred Okengo Matiangi on Thursday night returned into the country from New York City, having quit his job to come and focus in the 2027 elections where he's running for president. Matiangi, who had earlier come in February to announce his bid,
kaunti zote za Kenya, mkanipea nafasi hiyo, tuko na shida,
held a homecoming in Kisii, whereby just one rally locked the support of the Gusii region before returning to the US, where he have now come back having resigned. Prior to that, Matiangi had hired a Canadian lobbying firm, Madison and Dickens, to weigh his prospects of becoming president, if there is viable or not, and also try to sell his bid to powerful governments like the UK government, the US government, Japan government. And it looks like the Canadian lobbying firm returned a positive bid, a positive result to him. And that is why he's now declared his bid and resigned from his job. So in this video, we basically just want to weigh to see if he's going to be viable or not. First of all, we know that Matiangi was a very reliable friend or ally of the former president Uhuru Kenyatta. And there's a very big chance that is a project of President Uhuru Kenyatta. Especially now that the Jubilee Party have owned his bid and declared him a Jubilee presidential candidate. So this is an area that Matiangi needs to be very careful and disassociate himself from the project tag. Even if he's going to use Jubilee as the party, he should come out and push the agenda as Matiangi and even be willing to face other candidates in Jubilee party who are willing to vie for president, so that he can come out as the Jubilee candidate having won the nominations. And Matiangi is coming home to vie, having been the interior minister. And there are so many things that happened during his tenure as the interior minister that he needs to clear his name about. Before we delve so much into the video, I want to make this special passionate appeal to you, the viewer who is watching. Kindly subscribe to this channel so that you can help us hit the 1,000 target that we are pushing for. We are currently at 647 subscribers, and the 1,000 mark is very crucial to us. For those who have already subscribed, we thank you so much, and we don't take it for granted. The first 1,000 subscribers are the cornerstone of our channel, and it's very crucial. Thank you so much. God bless you. Thanks for subscribing. In things like the Yala river bodies, things like the Ruaraka land saga, where his name was tarnished, things like Miguna, you know. Miguna was deported from Kenya, being declared a Canadian during his tenure. So he has a lot to come and clear his name about and speak about. And time is on his side. 2 years is still a good, long time for him to come and talk. And some people have been saying that even if he was doing these things, the president was the deputy president then, so should have a bigger responsibility in those sagas. But also some people will say that the deputy president had no powers. He was sidelined then, and Matiangi should be able to just come out and clear his name on these matters. No? So we are waiting for him to come and face Kenyans and explain these things, because his name is a bit tarnished with these kind of accusations.
I want to assure you 100%. You can trust me. I am going to spend all my time on this. I want us to see how we can find solutions to the challenges that we face. Yeah, that's why you have not had me making negative statements and so on. Because as I always tell you, my brothers and sisters, negative energy has no returns.
Yes.
Let us focus on solutions, finding solutions to our problems.
Yes.
Half of our problems have nothing to do with money. They have to do with management and leadership.
Yes.
We are better people. We have sufficient capacity in the country to manage the country better. And let us all now cross hands, come together, focus on solutions to the problems we face.
Yes.
Not the people, not the solutions. Let's focus on solutions. Na tujipange, waambie watu wetu tafadhali Gen Z, we can do as much as we want, but if we are not registering and preparing to vote, we have not succeeded. So the drive is, we register, we vote, we prepare ourselves to participate effectively and in a quality manner in the forthcoming electoral process. Mengine tutaongea tukiwa pamoja, lakini I want to thank you very sincerely for your...
And one thing that you need to push is for a united opposition. This is one thing that I've always mentioned in my videos. If the opposition are not united against the government, they are going to leave the government at an advantage. Because we have seen people like Alonso declaring their presidential bid, people like Gachagua declaring their presidential bid, and now Matiangi. If they can't come together and field one candidate against the sitting president, they are going to give him an undue advantage and he will roast them. So they have to agree on one presidential bid. Matiangi's name in the central region is very popular. Despite Gachagua being the most, the kingpin of that area, he's not being seen as a presidential candidate. And he's trying to fight that now and trying to now reach out to other regions out of Mount Kenya so that he can portray himself as a potential presidential candidate. But as things stand, Matiangi is very, acceptable in central Kenya more than Rigathi Gachagua. He's being seen as a potential presidential presidential candidate. So we're waiting to see if Gachagua is going to shelve his bid and support Matiangi. Especially now that we know that Gachagua and Uhuru have not formed a very cordial working partnership. They are still pulling apart, with the Uhuru's Jubilee Party not seeing eye to eye with Gachagua's DCP. In fact, we have not seen Secretary General Kioni share a podium with Gachagua since he was removed from government. That is to mean that Jubilee is seeking their independence separately, apart from Gachagua's DCP. So we are waiting to see if DCP will swallow their pride and come to support Jubilee's candidate in Matiangi. If that happens, then Matiangi is going to have a very big advantage, winning the support of the entire Mount Kenya region. Because as it stands, Gachagua is the kingpin, yet Jubilee is the party for Matiangi. So if they don't speak with Gachagua well to support them, they are still going to have some kind of splitting of votes in that regard. If Gachagua ends up supporting somebody else, e.g. Kalonzo Musyoka, who they are most recently seen having some good partnership and a good arrangement. And Gachagua is also trying to portray himself as a presidential candidate, like I've already mentioned. And if he can decide to go for it and look for running mate somewhere else, like in like in Western Kenya, in Natembeya or Wamalwa, he's still going to severe Matiangi's bid. Because Matiangi's bid is basically in the Gusii region and in the central region. That's where he is strong. And if central region produces a candidate, a strong one like Gachagua, that will severely destroy his bid. And there's also the Gen Z factor. Matiangi's name has been thrown in as a possible Gen Z candidate. If he'll be able to clear his name on the things that happened during his tenure, he is able to win Gen Z's support because he is known as a performer. The dockets that he was sitting in, starting from education, he was always leaving a good mark, having performed. You know, he also went to interior. He's somebody who is forceful and decisive in what he wants to achieve. And that's a very good trait that maybe the Gen Zs may like and support him. But I am this one person who doesn't believe that there is a demographic called Gen Zs. You know, this is a group of young people who you can't rely on when it comes to turning up to vote. Unless things change. But going with the prior election that we have seen, the Gen Zs have not even been able to go and register as voters. And the few who register, even on that material day, will rather attend a concert on the eve of elections and sleep in the election day. If this changes, then the Gen Zs are going to be useful. But again, there's this tribal and regional voting patterns in Kenya. And this will cut across all the ages in those regions. For example, if the Rift Valley region or the Kalenjin region decides that they are going to vote for their own, who is President Ruto, I don't see how the Gen Zs of that tribe will isolate themselves to go and vote for somebody else that we are the Gen Zs. It's not possible. Even the Mount Kenya region Gen Zs, if their kingpin will mobilize the Mount Kenya region and their Mount Kenya region is going to vote for a particular person, I don't see how the Gen Zs of Mount Kenya will isolate themselves to say that now we are going to vote for, we are the Gen Zs, we are going to vote for a different person. No, the Gen Zs are just still going to align with the regional thinking of the regions that are going to be there. So, with that having been said, if you are new in this channel, we ask you to kindly subscribe to this channel so that in the videos that we're going to produce, YouTube will notify you by proposing our videos in your timeline. And that can only happen if you subscribe. Thank you. God bless you. God bless Kenya. Thank you so much.